Hey there. Today we're going to dive into a topic that, it touches so many of us, but it often leaves us completely tongue-tied: how to actually support a friend who's struggling with infertility. We're going to walk through a really practical guide so you can handle this with all the empathy and confidence your friend deserves.
I love this quote because it hits the nail on the head, right? This isn't about having all the perfect magical words or a medical degree. Nope, it's simply about showing up, leading with love, and being a safe person for someone you really care about.
So why is this conversation so incredibly important? Well, it's because most people have the best intentions. They genuinely want to help. But when they're faced with a friend's pain, they panic and often say something that, it just doesn't land right. And that creates this awkward gap right where support should be. Our goal today is to build a bridge over that gap.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll tackle that initial paralyzing moment. Then, we'll build a vocabulary of what to say and what to avoid. We'll get into those tricky social events, talk about sharing your own good news, figure out how to apologize if you mess up, and finally, we'll get right to the heart of what real support actually looks and feels like.
All right, let's get into our first topic: the awkward silence. This is all about that critical, heart-in-your-throat moment when a friend decides to trust you with their struggle for the very first time.
Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty, let's just define what we mean by etiquette here. Don't think of some stuffy, old-school rulebook. Not at all. Think of it as a simple framework built on kindness, respect, and integrity. It's really just about handling a tough conversation with grace, for them and for you too.
Okay, so let's put you in the moment. Your friend opens up, they share this deeply vulnerable piece of their life with you, and your mind just goes completely blank. You're searching for the right thing to say, but you just freeze up. What do?
This, right here, this is your go-to. It is so simple, so honest, and incredibly powerful. With this one sentence, you're thanking them for their trust, you're honestly admitting you don't have a solution, which is totally okay, and you're bringing it all back to what really matters: your love and your support. You're not trying to fix it, you're just holding space for them.
All right, so we've got our foundation for that first moment. Now, let's build on it. This next part is all about the words we use. Think of it as your toolkit for creating a space of comfort instead of, accidental pain.
You can really see the difference here, can't you? On the left, you have these phrases that, look, they often come from a good place, but they can feel so dismissive. Telling someone to just relax kind of implies it's their fault. But on the right, these phrases open doors. "I can't imagine what you're going through" honors their unique pain. And asking, "How can I show up for you?" wow, that gives them control back. It's all about offering support, not unwanted solutions.
And remember, this isn't a one-and-done conversation. It's ongoing. Your friend might go quiet for a bit while they're processing things, and that is perfectly okay. Your job is to just keep that bridge of friendship open without adding any pressure. A quick "thinking of you, no need to reply" text can be everything. It shows you care without demanding an update. It lets them be in the driver's seat.
Okay, now let's talk about taking this out into the real world. Specifically those high-stress social situations that can feel like an absolute minefield when you're going through infertility.
The holiday dinner table. It can get rough, right? Especially with that one aunt who asks way too many personal questions. So here are some actual strategies. If you're the one going through it, have some pivot topics ready to go. You can even team up with a cousin ahead of time to be your ally. And hey, if you're the host, think of yourself as the referee. It's totally your job to protect your guests and steer the conversation away from anything hurtful.
And here it is, the big one, the one that causes so much anxiety: the baby shower invitation. You're so excited for your baby, but you adore your friend, and the last thing you want to do is cause them more pain. So, how on earth do you handle this?
This is the key. It's pure gold. You extend the invitation because you love them, you want them to feel included. But in the very next breath, you remove every ounce of pressure and guilt. By adding, "Do whatever is right for you," you're giving them full permission to protect their own heart. And that, right there, is an incredible act of kindness.
Okay, so let's flip the script for a second. This section is for when you have happy news to share, your own pregnancy, but you need to tell a friend who is desperately wishing for that same news.
This is so critical. The number one goal is to avoid blindsiding them. A surprise announcement at brunch can be absolutely devastating. A private text message is often the kindest route because it lets them have their real, complicated feelings in private, without having to put on a happy face for everyone. And please, give them grace. If they need a little space, it's not about you, it's about their pain.
Let's be real. We're all human.
We are going to say the wrong things sometimes. This journey isn't about being perfect. It's about how we show up and repair things when we get it wrong.
You know that feeling when you are replaying a conversation in your head days later? If you realize you said something that might have hurt, even if it was months ago, it is almost always better to just apologize. You don't need a big, dramatic speech. A simple, sincere message like this one focuses on your good intentions and your love for them. It shows you care enough to make it right.
So, as we start to bring this all together, let's circle back to the single most important idea, the true heart of what it means to be a supportive friend in this situation.
If you take away just one thing from our chat today, please let it be this. You cannot fix their infertility. Trying to will just drive you both crazy. Your role is not to be a doctor or a miracle worker. Your role is to be a friend, a safe harbor where they can show up exactly as they are, with all their messy feelings, and know that they are loved no matter what.
And that really brings us full circle. If you forget every script, every single tip we talked about, just remember this. Lead with love. Be honest about not knowing what to say. Just be there. Your loving presence is 1,000,000 times more powerful than any so-called perfect phrase. It truly is.